Official Owen Binks gets proceedings underway. Michael van Gerwen wins the
140.
First mini battle of this final. It will be a race to 8 legs. The last time they played over that format in a final was just over a year ago. Very different surroundings and very different set of circumstances, but Mensur Suljovic won it
59
in his home country.
Yeah, memorable victory, that one. And Mensur will be hoping for more glory in Austria by the
91.
End of the week. Playing in the World Series finals. He'll have to wrestle that title away from Michael van Gerwen, of course. But he has the task of not only MVG in this game first on his mind, but on Friday night he plays against Krzysztof Ratajski in one of the picker matches of the
100.
First staging of the event in Salzburg.
Yeah, well, the other one would
180.
be Dimitri van den Berg, the winner taking on Michael van Gerwen, of course.
Yeah, that's all my fault.
And van Gerwen might have turned out to be a little bit of a result for him today, to have had the opportunity to play Durant before a potential meeting in Salzburg.
135.
And he beat him 6-2.
Who's to say they won't play each other again in the next couple of days? No shot at tops for Michael.
54.
But leaves himself very handily placed on 36 after 12.
The 180 that he hit in this leg is his 18th of the afternoon.
28.
And Suljovic still can't leave the finish.
Game shot.
Gerwen gets the job done under very little pressure from his opponent.
Interesting to see if anybody tipped Mensur Suljovic in their 5 to watch for the Autumn Series. I'd be surprised if anybody did, really, because the form has been okay, but he hasn't been pulling up much in the way of trees lately.
119.
Or on the floor.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen him in a final for just under a year, in fact 51 weeks, since he met Ian White, the man he's just beaten in the semi-finals to get here. And he did win that final Pro Tour event in Barnsley last year.
42.
Quite good timing, isn't it, to try and replace the money that comes off on the Pro Tour Order of Merit.
Yeah, and that game wasn't too shabby
59.
Yeah, 9 data from White, and 107 average wasn't enough against Suljovic, who won that 187. A far cry from what we saw in the semi-final today.
Well, the bad news for Suljovic right now is that he has brought his semi-final form
100
into this match, and by that I mean his average. He hasn't raised his game by maybe 5 to 10, which he probably has to do against Michael, who is maxed downstairs. And he might, if he's feeling a bit tricky, stay there. 2 of those 57s for 38 will convert 152. And now that Suljovic has done that,
177.
He might go back downstairs. No, he's going for the 60s for double 16 route. I'm surprised.
98.
Suljovic will look to back up the 177 by first betting the bull. Hasn't managed that, but 13 would leave him on it. He is on it.
57.
Not in it.
No mistaking where MVG goes now. And that's to tops.
Game shot.
Which has been lethal today. And that one is about as good as you get with tops, because every professional dart player at Michael's level loves to hit it just on the inside of
100.
the top wire. But that one was right down the pipe, right in the middle.
It has been rampant from Michael van Gerwen today. 2 whitewash wins in amongst it against Dirk van Dijk.
180.
German Heta. Mensur Suljovic doing his level best here to not be added to that list of dishonour.
100.
Well, outside of the finalists, what's been your story of the day? For me, obviously, looking at Lisa Ashton making the last 16 for the very first time, that's brilliant for her and for ladies darts. But aside from those, what's your highlight?
Yeah, I think the man who beat Lisa Ashton, Nick Kenny, getting into
84.
the final and subsequently his first semi-final. It has to be a big run for him, but it's actually a defeat. That's a story for me, and that was Peter Wright, because he lost to Keegan Brown.
134.
And it ended a run that had seen Peter Wright win his board in every single Pro Tour event this year. Quite remarkable consistency, but it fell at the 16th time of asking.
85.
Peter Wright, of course, saying after the first day of the Autumn Series that he wanted to win all 5. He's got 1 from 3. Could he possibly tomorrow be the first to get 2? From tomorrow, we will talk about the Autumn Series Order of Merit to see who is in the running for a Grand Slam spot. Suljovic is in the running for a 152. No longer, as Van Gerwen
82.
returns to extend his lead to 3.
Very nice.
Game shot.
Very nice indeed. Very easy so far for Michael Van Gerwen. Just outperforming Mensur Suljovic in every department so far in this final. Can be a tricky customer, Suljovic, but Van Gerwen brushing him aside. So
100.
it's a good point that you made about the Grand Slam spot. Obviously, Suljovic with a win here would throw himself into contention. But look no further than David
96.
Hesse, who backed up his win yesterday with a run to the quarterfinals today, where he was whitewashed by Michael Van Gerwen. But he could well be the recipient, because if
80.
you get the likes of Wright and MVG doing the damage, that's going to be a really strong position for him to replace them in that spot.
42.
Qualified.
Absolutely. Right now on £12,250. He's going to take some catching. Someone's going to have to come from the pack and do something big.
96.
Van Gerwen had a tour visit last time around. He's doing everything he can to put it right.
133.
Really good thinking there from MVG.
Yeah, I like that switch on 363. Get the 2 trebles there and you line up
55.
easily up for the 170 from 230, but you'll obviously want to get more. Does get more.
140.
But it's Suljovic who's looking at the 170. First starts in. Lands a bedfellow. Wants the ball.
Game shot.
Oh, what a shot from Suljovic. What a way to avoid the prospect of being whitewashed. And it's taken a 170 finish for Suljovic to get off the mark in this match.
It's a bit like a Kevin Na putt on the PGA Tour, that one. He walked it in. Fabulous stuff from Suljovic.
100.
Get your first leg. And what a way to stay alive, because from 4-0 down, is there a way back against MVG in this sort of form?
140.
It's questionable. But now he's only 2 behind as opposed to 4.
Could be the story of 2 big finishes.
44.
Suljovic, a pivotal 153 against Ian White in the semi-final. The big fish
54.
in the decider.
Who christened it the Big Fish?
It was our good friend Rod Studd.
Isn't 130
60.
the baby fish? I think that was Mardles.
Yeah, I don't know how far we go down. Not sure if
94.
those will be putting themselves through this watching at home, but if you are, we wish you all the best. Thanks for the vocab.
100.
156 has been christened the Barney, hasn't it? The man who took his mantle can't complete it.
94.
Did love a 156, didn't he? That's the case. Why don't we give 160 to Mensur Suljovic? Because he hit a 160 against Barneveld at the Champions League that he won in the semi-finals when Barney was on a double after 9 darts and pinged it. One of the best 160s I've ever seen.
Game shot
for Van Gerwen right in the corner. Blocked it and then goes to the bottom half and gets it done anyway for 4-1.
Yeah, often when you see a dart going to the corner of a bed, you think, oh,
83.
There, but that's where he was aiming, wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah, he risked maybe hitting the 7-7. He's so accurate.
140.
And one of the practice regimes that some of these players do is to try and hit a certain portion of the double, whether it's left, middle, or right at the
58.
tops. And with double 16 in particular, it's top, middle, or bottom.
Yeah, players utilising all sorts of different
93.
innovations to sharpen up their game. Things like practice rings. Phil Taylor used to put a piece of string on the board.
It's one of my coaching things, that. Tell the
76.
to put a bit of twine all the way down through the 20 and the 3. And the trick is to try and
98.
come more straight. And the point is to use the string as a line for the way your arm comes up towards your eye line. And the point is to break the string with a dart.
58.
Right, how much does he want to hit this?
Big time. Big time. That's lining him up for the shot, but
130.
he hits the baby fish to leave tops.
Certainly making a splash this afternoon. Michael van Gerwen
24.
really has been excellent. Double 10.
Game shot.
And he increases his lead to 4 legs.
I've seen some comical things today as well with the 146 conversion in 6 darts from Dave Chisnell and the 140 at the double by Gerwen Price. If you haven't seen those particular finishes, please go to
57.
PDC's Twitter page, @officialPDC, and check that out because it had us all in stitches where both of those elite players
78.
had to recover from somewhat comical first attempts.
Now we've had some real highlights over the course of 3 days. 2 more to go, of course. Don't forget to tune in
58.
from 11 o'clock if you're watching in the UK. Tomorrow and Wednesday.
133.
To see how the Autumn Series pans out.
And make no mistake as well, Murph, after Peter Wright nicked the Summer
93.
Series Order of Merit away from Michael van Gerwen, he will want to return the favour. He will
60.
want the Order of Merit, just to rub it in Peter's face a little bit, because they do have a friendly rivalry going on.
We'll come to it in a moment, but I was going to ask your story of the Autumn Series
28.
so far. As Van Gerwen eyes up this 96.
Double 14.
Yep, correct.
Just double checking.
He's gone the Mensur route.
Game shot.
Missed by his own petard. Double 14, Van Gerwen found a way and ate up the finish. Yeah, but I was going to ask you the story, Paul, about the Autumn Series, but it's very hard to get one yet, isn't it? Because we've seen
Mensur, you're throw.
3 different winners, or we will have by the end of this match, 6 different finalists. Hasn't really played out in the same way as the Summer Series did earlier in the year.
No, not yet. But ask me that question in a couple of days, because there could be a lot of stories
59.
written.
Well, this man is more than capable of dominating for another couple of days.
Well, the Summer Series he
140.
won on day 1 and day 3. Wasn't able to do back-to-back. And they want to put that right. And one of the only things he hasn't done in his career is defend the World
100.
Championship. So imagine if he's able to win it for 2021, 2022 and
96.
slay that ghost. That would put him on 5 world titles, level with Rima van Barneveld. And we know how much he covets the double amount of what he has. So you can
45.
say he's the best Dutch player of all time.
May yet leave the 170 here. Well, he's changed his
58.
mind. Felt he blocked the treble 19 bed. Be interesting to see, should Michael van Gerwen close this out, what he says in his interview with Dan at the end.
125.
We've not really heard from him, certainly UK viewers, since the Premier League playoff disappointment, where he didn't make the playoffs for the first time
94.
since he joined the competition 8 years ago, and also how much this win means to him if he does get it done, and it looks increasingly likely that he will.
100.
Well, they say in the fitness world that sometimes you need to shock your muscles. In darts, you may need to shock your dominance. Double top.
Game shot.
And he has been shocked into this kind of day via missing the Premier League playoffs and not picking up titles on days 1 and 2. He is playing B game darts
96.
with 100 average, and it is way too hot to handle for the gentle.
There were a lot of questions about Michael van Gerwen coming into this series.
60.
Some suggesting he might even be on an irreversible decline. Questions about the darts themselves. and we have seen him
140.
pick up the old faithfuls. And he's looked more comfortable. And now he's on the brink of getting that win.
60.
I'd love to have a debate with the person who said it might be irreversible.
You can find plenty of them, Paul, but stay up.
133.
Have a look at this. He's got gas in the tank. 2 days to go after this, and the likelihood is he's going to win this 8-1.
99.
Perhaps with the shot that saw him win his first Premier League.
Favourite shot? Not right now. But he knows he's going to win it.
40.
And he might just win it with 92 next time around. Has the luxury of going 61st.
58.
And he might get this done in 2. He won't care if it's done in 3.
$84.
Not done in either 2 or 3, but he will be back looking for double 4.
Few legs have gone by, and
85.
Suljovic has struggled to stay with MVG.
Game shot
Pings
and the
double 4
match.
to get
Michael
his
van
first title of the
Gerwen.
Autumn Series. In she goes into the bank, Murph.
Here at the Autumn Series, Michael van Gerwen has arrested the fall. He wins on day 3, an 8-1 success against Mensur Suljovic, and you can see he's a very, very happy and relieved man. He returns to winning ways on day 3 here in Germany. He's got a chance to make it 3 if he wins over the next couple of days. It's all smiles with Suljovic at the end, but Michael van Gerwen is a winner once again. Let's hear from him now with Dan.
Stand here on that spot there. We don't need you. You're fine. Thank you very much.
Mensur. Losers have to go. Losers.
COVID rules. Get out of the room. Mensur Suljovic.
Mensur. Losers have to go. Winners have to stay. You know that. You want to win.
Every time lose.
We will no doubt speak to you again very soon, Mensur.
Respect you.
Just take a step towards me there, Michael. Thank you very much. We're talking into that one there.
No
Michael, congratulations.
Thank
you must
you.
be delighted with how you played all day. There's some really good stuff.
I think I did the right things at the right moment, and I had some tough games today. Demon Hatter, I lost to yesterday. I didn't really feel comfortable yesterday. I can't go into details, but I'll just tell you I had a sore bum. But outside that today, I think I played phenomenal. Also against Glendorant, when I had to play well, I did play well, and yeah, that made me win today. And I felt a lot more comfortable in the last few days than I did before, and that made me win this tournament today.
To beat Damon, who you'd lost to yesterday, despite him throwing some good darts at you as well.
Yeah, he's a good, very calm, good player, and a lot of people underestimate a guy like him, and then you can make mistakes, but then you need to keep your head strong for a day like today and make sure you don't make the same mistake. And I kept the top of him, and I thought I beat him quite easily, to be fair.
How satisfying was it to beat Glendorant for the first time?
Yeah, of course that's nice, but I should have won last time as well in the Premier League. I missed a few darts on my double, but Glenn is a phenomenal player, and I said that, but he's not the most enjoyable player to play against because he's not. There's something I miss in his game, and I've said that to him in his face as well. So there's no secret, there's nothing to hide, but there's more for him to come, I think, and you need to make sure you keep guys like them under pressure, and I think I did that at the right moment today.
This is your 4th title this year, but how important was it for you to come here to the Autumn Series and make sure you won, particularly after the Premier League?
Yeah, of course, there's always pressure on my back. I know that. Of course, I didn't perform what I could in the Premier League, but that's how darts go sometimes. And I never saw a sportsman or someone in the sport always goes sky high. They always have a little dip or something like that. And that happens to me as well. I'm human, but I will come back stronger, and everyone knows that. And I believe in my own opportunity and in my own ability, and that's what you have to do.
We've seen you move back to your old darts.
Yeah,
I mean, you've experimented with different things, but is that a permanent thing, or is it just a temporary thing?
No. It's at this stage, of course, it's quite difficult for me because I want to go to Wimmo to make sure we come to a nice piece, because I think they got the most lovely manufacturer in the world. But at this moment, I have to quarantine and all them things, and I have to wait a little bit. So I just go back to basic, and from there get some confidence and make sure you move on. And I spoke with Vince about that, the owner of Wimmo, and he said, "Yeah, no worries. As long as you win, I'm fine." But the other darts I played with, it's a dart, because no one probably know. It's a dart with 2 different tungsten in one, so no one else in the whole world plays with them. It's a 95 and 85% tungsten, and I tried my absolute best, but it didn't work. And yeah, things like that, you have to innovate, and yeah, sometimes you have to try things in life. And of course, it doesn't always goes your way, but that's life, and you need to only make sure you get back stronger.
Well, look, you've won your first title of the Autumn Series. You picked up 2 at the Summer Series. There's still time to better that, and we've seen you win. You fancy a chance? You play like that, you could win the next 2.
I think I had a massive chance the first tournament against Peter White. I missed a few darts on a double here, down double 18 to go 6-3 up. But things like that happens in darts, and the field is so strong at the moment. So you have to play your A game if you want to win tournaments like this, because everyone can beat you otherwise, and you don't give them a little bit of your finger because you take your hand.
Well, the man said it himself. The field is so strong right now, but this man produced his A game and produced a lot of it over the course of today. Just beaten Mensur Suljovic in the final, but go back and look at the games leading up to it. 6-0, 6-2, 6-0, 6-2, 100+ averages all the way through pretty much. Michael van Gerwen is our winner on day 3 of the Autumn Series. We've got 2 more of these to come. It all continues tomorrow at 12 o'clock local time. Michael van Gerwen will be here. Peter Wright will be here. They'll all be here, and they're all fighting out for £75,000 worth of prize money. Join us tomorrow on PDC TV by the good people at Loop Productions.